Hello and welcome back to RP IPRS Kigali training. We are in hydraulics and the pneumatic system, and this time we are going to deal with hydraulics. And this is the video number 9 within our series. So what you have to do as a student, you need a piece of paper and a pen to take good notes. So without wasting so much time, let me show you the circuit on my computer so that you can try to simulate in your free time. Here we have the control for a single acting cylinder. When you need to control a single acting cylinder, you always need the pump to pump the system, but you need the tank to hold the oil, you need a pressure mover, you need a relief valve, you need a directional control valve, and you need a cylinder, the one to perform the work. So here we have the circuit is already here. Let me control the single acting cylinder and see what comes out. When I press on a directional control valve, you can see the cylinder is extending, and when I change the position just by using my directional control valve, the cylinder is returning back. I'm going to show you the animation on what is happening inside the cylinder so that you can understand well the cylinder. I'm controlling once again for you, then you see the way it is changing. I change position back, and you can see the cylinder is just retracting back because there is a built-in spring. And if we go to a double acting cylinder, this time you can see it needs to be connected twice on both sides. So that's why we use a directional control valve having at least 4 ports, not like the one we used on a single acting cylinder, which was the one with a 3-port. So you can see here the cylinder is not moving, but if I use this position, the cylinder goes for extension. And to return it back, I have to change a position using my directional control valve. Then I use the other position. Now the cylinder returns back. So if I can show you in turn of the cylinder, you will see that there is no spring, because for both extension and retraction, we always need pressurized oil. Whatever you need to do for like a pulling or pushing, you use the pressurized oil to generate that force. So let's do it practically on a trainer kit so that you can well understand what is happening. So with our trainer kit, we have the tank just over there with the pump, with the relief valve, and the pressure mover. So every stuff is there, and we call it pressure source because it's going to generate the pressure. And I'm going to turn it. So after turning it, I think you can see it from the back. This is our tank holding the pump, holding the pressure mover, and we have 2 pipes coming from the pump. One comes with pressure, and another is the return pipe. So the pressure pipe comes from the pump directly and goes to the relief valve so that we can be able to manipulate the pressure that we want, and we can also be able to read the pressure that we want. So I'm going to turn it back so that you can operate now the circuit. So after turning, now let's build our circuit. First of all, our pressure will be taken from this P manifold, the one coming from the pump, and our returning pipe will be here on T manifold. And we're going to use this directional control valve. All of these are valves, but we selected this one for this purpose. So we're going to use pipes. For pipes, just need to plug on P manifold. And we use this directional control valve from P manifold to P ports. Then from port B here, remember a single acting cylinder needs at least a DCV having 3 ports. Then the last pipe is going to take from T, which is the returning pipe. Up to here. So let's turn on the system. So we can try to control. You can see that nothing is happening just because the pressure is still down. So we try to increase pressure. Now you can see it moving up just because we are increasing pressure. So what is happening, the oil from this pipe, from the pump, comes to here to the directional control valve, and because I'm pressing here, it directly gets out the valve through this pipe, and it comes to the single acting cylinder. When I release, now the oil from the cylinder goes back to the tank, passing through this pipe. So I'm going to lift some heavy weight. So each is 5 kilograms. I'm going to load. So this is 20 kilograms. And we're going to lift the 20 kilograms using our single acting cylinder, and we'll be checking the pressure to lift that 20 kilograms. So I control the valve. You can see it start moving up just at around 6 bar. At around 6 bar, we are able to lift. So if you need to increase pressure, you can just turn clockwise the relief valve. Then you can see it's moving. And by releasing, it goes back immediately. And for the double acting cylinder, we just need to, we're going to use that press to see the application. So for the double acting cylinder, we are now going to connect a double acting cylinder. By this time, we're going to use this hydraulic press made by a student here. And we will be trying to bend this sheet of metal. No, it is really not easy to bend it, but we're going to bend it using hydraulic system. So what we need to do is just to plug the two pipes here, one for supply and another for return. And there we go. When I push down this lever, you're going to see the piston start to move. It goes slowly, but with much force. That is, see, our piece of metal was bent, and it didn't take much force. And to take back the initial position, this is not easy, unless we use again our press. So I'm going to put it back so that we can bend it now. The application, you can find them everywhere. Like for lifting, we know loaders, we know excavators. For pressing, we know hydraulic press is widely used in industries, in garages. So hope you have understood the application for both single acting cylinder and the double acting cylinder. And let's meet again for electrohydraulics. Make sure that you summarize what you did today. Thank you.